This is a Fox News alert. I'm Brett Baer in Washington. Russian warplanes are testing U.S. patients in a not-so-peaceful way in the Baltic. And experts looking at recent actions say Russian President Vladimir Putin is showing how little he respects or fears the U.S. and President Obama. This as American and Russian diplomats participate in Syrian peace talks in Geneva. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin tells us what happened and the reaction from the Pentagon tonight.
Below the bridge wing. Below the bridge wing.
This is what it looks and feels like to have a Russian jet buzz a U.S. Navy warship at close range. The Russian warplanes were configured in simulated attack profile as they buzzed the decks of this U.S. guided missile destroyer, not once but twice this week in the Baltic Sea. The video and these photos taken by sailors on board USS Donald Cook show just how close the Russian jet.
All right, look at the guy to port. Look at the left one. He is on the deck. On the deck, below the bridge wing.
On Monday, two Sukhoi 24 fencers conducted 20 passes in a series of provocative maneuvers at an altitude of just 100 feet, 1,000 yards from the U.S. destroyer, as a Polish helicopter was taking off from the flight deck. A day later, on April 12th, a Russian helicopter circled USS Donald Cook 7 times, taking close-up photos of the American warship.
Coming in low. Bridge wing level.
Minutes later, two Russian Sukhoi fighter bombers conducted 11 very low passes, in one case coming within 30 feet of the ship. The U.S. military did not respond. Two former defense secretaries recently described to Fox News how Russian President Vladimir Putin thinks and the danger of not responding to Russian provocations.
He is somebody that if you don't deal with him from strength, he'll try to take advantage of you. That's the way he operates.
He's very opportunistic, and frankly, I think if resisted, will stop.
2 years ago, a Russian warplane made 12 close passes in 90 minutes over USS Donald Cook when she was in the Black Sea. In January, a Russian jet buzzed an American spy plane. Last November, NATO ally Turkey shot down a Russian Su-24 when it flew too close to its border with Syria. Russian warplanes have not breached Turkish airspace since. Brett?
Jennifer Griffin live at the Pentagon. Jennifer, thank you.
Fox News alert. Take a look at some of these images we've got for you. Two Russian jet planes coming within 30 feet of a U.S. Navy ship.
Below the bridge wing. Below the bridge wing.
The fighter jets mocking an attack on the U.S. destroyer. One defense official calls the stunts the most aggressive act since the Cold War. Here to discuss it is Dr. Sebastian Gorka, the chairman of military theory at Marine Corps University and the author of this book, Defeating Jihad. So we got to tap into where you grew up in the Eastern Bloc, where your family's from, and talk about what the Russia's approach is. Why would they do this to us?
Because they're probing. This is classic Cold War strategy. Remember, Vladimir Putin was a colonel in the KGB, so he's just testing, constantly prodding our chest, and when he sees us do nothing, he fills that vacuum. This is why he invaded Crimea. This is why he's intimidating people all across the area around the Baltic, and this is why he's moved into the Middle East. Classic Cold War tactics.
How did we respond, and how should we have responded?
We didn't respond.
We watched.
We watched. Yeah, we did nothing.
We released the tape.
Yeah, we released the tape, but we didn't do anything military like.
How should we have responded?
At least put aircraft up in the air to make it difficult for him to do this again and to send a message. You are in the envelope of a USS destroyer. You don't do this.
So are they laughing at us over there because we didn't do anything?
They will be running this tape for years on Russian television.
The Americans just sat there while we flew over.
Paper tiger, right?
Isn't this symbolic of the fact that Putin thinks that our president is weak?